All right, let's go ahead and get going. Thank you everyone for joining for this webinar today. We're going to be talking about voice and IVR, and more specifically, how to create a personalized experience with voice and IVR at Gladly. Quick introductions. I'm Ryan Flourish. I lead product marketing here at Gladly, and I'll let Kyle introduce himself as well.
And I'm Kyle Cassius. I'm the product manager on our voice platform.
Real quick notification, all you out there, please ask questions on the bottom right of your screen. You will see an icon, a question icon. We will do our best to answer questions as we move along. So when you have a thought, please type it in. And worst case scenario, we'll do our best to answer all those questions at the end of the presentation as well. All right, so in the next 5-10 minutes here, I'm going to do a quick introduction covering who Gladly is for those of you that might not be familiar, lay some context around our voice and IVR capabilities, to lay a little context, just to pass it over to Kyle, who's going to primarily be doing a lot of the demoing today and show exactly how do voice and IVR work in a few examples. So with that, we'll get started. So for those of you who might not be familiar with Gladly, just quickly touch on who we are, what we do. We're a customer service platform with people, not cases, at the heart. So compared to most traditional customer service platforms that you might be familiar with out there, we are not associating communications and activity from your customers with a case number or with a ticket number. Everything, all inbound communication from your customers is tied to an actual customer profile. And what makes our customer profiles so powerful for agents to use is the idea that all of our channels are built natively within our platform. So we're able to streamline all channels, voice, IVR, email, SMS, text, chat, social, all to one central place, within one conversation around, again, one customer within the Gladly platform. What do these two things combined allow us to do? We're able to provide all the rich context and information about your customers and their history and lives and conversations they've had with you within the Gladly platform, within one place and one easy to use platform. And we'll show this off a little bit when we get into the demo. So before we get into voice, or what we do on our end with voice and IVR, wanted to give a little context around how we approach solving this problem before we even built them into our product. So traditionally, what we've noticed for your end customers is put yourselves in the shoes of a lot of bad IVRs you've probably all dialed into. They're pretty taxing and require a lot of effort on that part of your customers. So when you think about countless amounts of numbers you have to press, you have to enter in your information, you have to go through a long maze of asks on the end of the customer. It can be a lot of effort and a lot of pain just to simply get the answers you need or simply connect with an agent on the other end of the phone. And for your agents, they're getting that inbound traffic without any context as to who's dialing in, why they dialed in, what they were looking for before they were even connected to the agent. And it's just it's a frustrating experience, in our opinion, for both sides with most voice and IVR platforms that are out there today. So we asked ourselves, why should that experience be so frustrating for both your customers and the agents on the other end? What if phone support just felt like two friends talking naturally? What if customers could always be routed to the right agent who just right in front of their face, right when picking up that call, understands the context of why that person's calling in? So we set out and we built voice and IVR in Gladly. I touched on this earlier, but just to hammer the point home, our voice and IVR platforms are natively built into the platform by Gladly. What does this mean for your agents? They don't have to deal with additional pop-up windows, no switching screens in and out of different applications. All of those interactions that come in from on the voice side are all centralized within the customer profile, and more specifically, the conversation history with the customer. These simplified workflows, less screens equal more productive agents. And outside of even just voice and IVR, again, all of our channels are natively built into the Gladly platform. So if a customer wants to switch from voice to text, or an agent wants to send a text to a customer while on the phone, all that can be done in one easy to use interface. So when a customer dives in, we believe the IVR should give customers options. So we have built-in IVR to messaging channels, which means a customer might call in and they're going to have the option to start up a text conversation right from that phone call, which is all about our ideal of making it easy to meet our customers wherever they want to be met and whatever the easiest communication way for them to engage with your agents. Again, Kyle's going to show why this IVR experience is super personalized, all from the greeting of the first name throughout the whole experience before even connecting with an agent. And Kyle's also going to show why, when dialing into an IVR, some simple self-service, self-help options that might even take away the need to even connect to an agent all to begin with. So if a customer calls in and they want to speak with an agent after all of the IVR process is followed, your agents are going to know who the customer is behind the call. We mentioned that. And we're doing a lot of things behind the scenes that are going to make sure the right customer is routed to the right agent, most qualified to help with the specific needs through our routing engine on the back end. This is going to allow your agents to prioritize high value and strategic customers that might need to go to a specific agent. A dedicated hero is what we like to call that here at Gladly. Or maybe simple things like who has a higher priority and a higher need of a request, and making sure those are escalated to the top of the queue. For your agents, again, when they receive that incoming call, they're going to have all the customer details right in front of them, the personal details, preferences, conversation history, and the preferred language. And they're going to understand the situation, maybe recent purchases. What was the activity either on the IVR that led to the interaction of speaking to the agent? Flight delays, service outages, a whole list of things, again, that will give the agent context before even picking up the call or initially saying hi to start the conversation in a more personalized, effective way. And last but not least, I promise we're going to flip this over to the demo here right after this slide. You may be wondering, do we have all the features of a modern voice system you're used to? The answer is yes. Call recording, transfers, conferencing, call notes, mutes, hold. Kyle will cover a few of them in this demo. We have all those, all the staples you're used to. So with that, I'm going to send this over to Kyle, who's going to hit across all these points in a live demo. Oh, 1 second to get there. All right, go for it, Kyle.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Ryan. All right, before I get into our voice and IVR capabilities, it's important I laid a little bit of context around our voice capabilities, such as a personal experience for your customers. I'm going to act like an agent and log in. Here in my inbox, the first thing you'll notice is that I have a list of customers that I'm working with, not case or ticket numbers. Gladly puts people at the heart of every interaction, so every communication is automatically tied back to a customer, not a case or ticket number. As an agent, I can see all of the customers that have contacted me. What you're seeing here is a list of customers and their last conversation with me. All right, I'm going to go ahead and open myself up for availability. As you can see, I've been routed the next most important priority item from Julie. The first thing to point out is that all of the important information about the customer is right here at my fingertips to help me give the customer a great first impression. I can see all the key details about Julie, like her past purchase history, her loyalty points, and even her lifetime value, which helps me provide a more personal experience. Gladly also shows you relationships, which allows you to easily associate multiple customers together and see the history of every conversation across these customers, whether it's a family member, an admin working on behalf of their boss, or a travel agent working for their clients. Relationships help connect all of these conversations together so that agents can resolve issues faster and see all of the context. Gladly also provides integration capabilities that enable you to integrate key customer data with your customer master or order management system. This allows you to unlock the power of your data and provide even more context about the customer, such as recent purchases. Here we see a breakdown of how Julie has shopped in the past. Over to the right, we can see the entire lifetime conversation that we've had with Julie. In this single timeline, I have access to all past communications with Julie, whether that is across email, chat, SMS, or phone calls. This allows me to show Julie that I know her and enables me to help her more quickly and prevent her from having to repeat and recap all of her previous conversations with my teammates. All right, awesome. Now let's jump into the voice and IVR piece. What I'm going to do next is make a call in acting like the customer, Julie. What you hear when I call in is our IVR with several options. While in the IVR, I'll run through an example of how we can pull data from third-party systems and even send the customer a text message with that information. After that, I'll ask to be connected to an agent so that I can show you how the agent side of things works.
Hi, Julie. Welcome back. If this is regarding your recent purchases, please say or press 1. If you would like me to share your total loyalty points, please say or press 2. To connect with an agent, please say or press 3. Julie, your total loyalty points balance is 3,500. To also have an SMS sent to you with your loyalty points balance, please say or press 1. Julie, we have sent you an SMS with your loyalty points balance. If there is anything else I can help you with, please say, speak to an agent.
Speak to an agent.
Connecting you to an agent.
As you saw with our IVR just there, we help create very personal experiences for customers while also giving them options. By pulling in key customer information into the IVR, we can help them get the answers they are looking for faster while also making it uniquely tailored to them and providing the option to self-serve answers when possible. This could include loyalty points, as I just showed. And as you can see, the loyalty points even come into the customer timeline so that the agent has a reference to this. It could also include upcoming reservations, delivery status. All of this is just driven by the phone number association to the customer that they called in with, and that ultimately all ties to the customer profile. One thing we didn't cover in this IVR experience, but there is also functionality like IVR to SMS, call deflection, where we can give customers the option to switch to other channels or self-serve right from the IVR. This helps create happier customers, ultimately taking the burden off of agents and helping to lower operational costs. All right, now I'm going to flip back and run through some of the items that the agent can do from a voice perspective. Since voice is part of the platform, what you can see is that we routed the full customer, in this case, Julie, and not just the caller. Because we have key details about the customer, we understand which agent would be best to help them, getting them to the right agent the first time. Additionally, when the agent answers their call, we can see all of the rich customer insights here, right here in the profile, as well as customer history, helping us to offer customers a very personal experience. As you can see, the call with Julie is happening on the screen, and we have full call controls up here at the top. I can do inbound and outbound calling. I can mute. I can put the customer on hold. I can do a warm transfer. I can even conference in other agents. I can also pause the recording. All of this is directly built into Gladly. All right, I'm now going to end the call. As you can see, I have the ability down here to listen to a recording of the call. I can also record a note so that I can have context for the next time Julie contacts me. With third-party voice solutions that aren't integrated in, we typically see agents having to manage pop-up windows or switch between systems, all creating a confusing workflow for agents. With Gladly, agents are super productive because workflows are very simple and straightforward, whether they need to take notes, disposition the call, or even see a previous call recording. All right, I'm going to hand it back over to Ryan now.
Awesome. Thank you, Kyle. All right, we promised we were going to be a quick one for you today. We're going to, one second. All right, with that said, thank you, Kyle. As a reminder, we're going to open things up for some questions here. Looks like we have a few already. If you have some questions based off what you just saw and heard, please type them in now. And let's go ahead and dive into the questions. All right, we have one question asking, this is great. How much is it an extra fee with Gladly to add on voice and IVR capabilities? So that's a great question. Probably should have covered that right from the get-go, but actually all the channels, like I said, are built into Gladly and they are included at one price, one per agent per month price. So this is a big differentiator when you think of other systems out there, which are usually bolted on to a customer service platform that incur additional fees. We give this capability and these features, and specifically voice and IVR in all of our channels for one cost per agent per month. All of our functionality is included with that cost. All right, one question maybe better suited for you, Kyle.
All right, awesome, I'll take it. All right, looks like there's a question about the IVR example I gave and what types of third-party systems we can integrate with. So we can integrate with any system that has APIs. So this could be e-commerce system, this could be order management system, it could be your loyalty platform, it could be a homegrown system. So those are a couple examples of third-party systems, but we can also pull data that's already in Gladly. So if we've already done the integration to pull in the customer's past purchase history, we can actually pull that data into the IVR to help create that more personal experience. Awesome.
All right. One more minute. We'll give another minute here to trickle in any more questions. Please type some in if you have any last remaining thoughts. All right, thanks again, everybody. Please reach out if after this webinar you do have any additional thoughts. We'd be happy to answer them. With that said, enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week, and thank you for signing in today. Take care.